going, everybody? Diecast Hall, episode 89. Episode 89, we're getting up there in the episodes for sure. We got a very good smorgasbord of stuff on tap for today. We're going to start off with some Hot Wheels, as per usual. There's always going to be some Hot Wheels in the mix. These are some of the older Hot ones. These are from 2011 or so. These are the chase versions. So they have the tire print on the black walls right there. So this is the Lotus Esprit. This one in gold color looks pretty decent. Does have a metal base on there, E21. No print on the back or nothing, but the casting's decent. It's a decent casting. Been around for a little bit. This one looks decent. They're still pumping this casting out to this day. So that's a pretty nice version. I have the regular version, didn't have the chase version. Same with this one. This one is, what does that say? Something flash? Aero flash. There we go. Aero flash. Nice and shiny. It does have a plastic body, which is super chromed. There is the print on the tires. Looks pretty decent. There's the base deets. So added another one of these. This is a casting I collect. I'm not really sure why, but I do. So I have quite a few Blackwell Aero ones. This obviously much later run. Didn't have the chase version of that one. Same with this guy. This is the Zombot. It's got a couple of names over its lifetime, but for me it's always the Zombot. This one obviously the chase as well. Does have the tire printing in there. This one looks pretty good. One of my favorite castings from Hot Wheels for sure. This one has a chrome gun on there. The kind of satin finish to the blue looks really nice. Kind of circuit boards and stuff on there. And of course he does stand there. So he stands just like a robot. We'll run him around or stand him up. Does the same deets. So throw that guy in there. Another one right here. This one is the Banshee, the Pontiac Banshee. This one is a pretty decent version. Actually, I think this is one of the better versions they've released to this casting. It's not a great casting. It's also kind of small. But I think this particular deco is really nice. The tire print one is pretty nice as well. Although I do like this one without the tire print. I think it looks better without the tire print. So I have the one without the tire print too. But didn't have the chase versions. Also added this guy right here. This is the not chase version of the Hot Ones. This is the 80s El Camino. I'm trying to get some older version of this. Some of these versions are pretty expensive to get. Some of the versions that they did of these older 80s El Caminos. This one looks pretty good. Bigger tires in the back. I kind of like the 80s deco on the side. A little bit of deco on the side as well. They still make this casting, obviously. Still casting, still running around, running the gambit. We'll put this guy on the other side. But I did get the chase of that as well. So there's your chase version with the Hot Ones on there. Looks good. Exact same model, same deco, all that good stuff. Just the tire printing on there. Actually looks a lot better. This one actually looks way better with the tire print. So it's cool casting. I think it's a cool casting. So throw that guy up there. Also, got the regular treasure hunt of the 80 El Camino. This is probably like 10 or so years ago, somewhere around that mark. When this was a treasure hunt. It has your TH logo on the back. The bow tie says Hot Wheels on there. Looks good. This is not the Super. This is in the era when they were making Supers. This one is dated D11. So this is the regular, not the Super version. So at least I'm getting there. The Super versions are still a relatively expensive model. We'll put it that way. This guy right here is the bifocal. I don't even remember what this casting's called. And it doesn't tell you on the bottom, but this is back from the Ultra Hots day. Casting is okay. The original version had an opening canopy. So the canopy opened up. Obviously, this one doesn't. It says 84 on there. It's probably from 1984, I would assume. This is, of course, the chase version with the print. Looks pretty good. So they were chase versions if you had print on single cards. But you could also get these in a 10-pack. And the 10-pack ones had the prints on there. Those ones were all printed up. So it was easier to do it with the 10-pack, although the 10-packs were pretty expensive to get back in the day. I got one NASCAR item here. This is the Ford T-Bird Stalker. So Hot Wheels did a bunch of these in the main line, but they also did some stuff for actual, NASCAR related stuff. So this is a solid metal casting. So I do like this casting. Not a huge fan of the NASCAR part of it, but just another version to throw in there because I do collect this casting. So picked up this guy loose. Good old Mickey D's for Bill Elliott on there. Picked up an older Hot Wheels RT10 Viper. This one with the tri-spokes on there. Fully decoed up. I don't remember where this one's from. If you guys know where this is from, drop a comment and let me know. But it's got all the deets on there. Looks pretty good. Must have been in some box set or something fancy with that. It has China on the base. So, again, not a very good casting, especially compared to the new one that just came out not that long ago. So put that one right there. Let's see here. I got a couple of the new 57th anniversary models. This is the custom 68 Camaro in gold and purple. This is the mix on the back. That is the whole mix. We've already picked up the Rally Special. I actually found the Rally Special at Walgreens by itself with none of the other models. So I still need the Mod Speeder, but the top three and the Rally Special are the only ones I collect. I don't collect the Cobra or the Cayman. Cayman's a terrible casting, by the way. So this is our custom 68 Camaro. They will also be doing this one in their brick shop line. So it'll be in green. So you'll be able to get an exclusive color of that along with the brick built Camaro. Details on the front look pretty good. I think this was the new casting last year, 2024, I think. So we've seen several versions of this casting already, maybe 4 versions already. So this might be the 5th one. So this one looks pretty decent. Let's see, it's kind of high, but it's all right. It fits on the screen. Also picked up the Nissan Patrol Custom. So there's your Nissan Patrol Custom. The card art is ridiculously nice. I think the card art looks ridiculously good. We get our Patrol Custom. There you go, in purple and gold. 57 on their side there, 57th anniversary. A couple of turbos in the engine. Looks pretty good. Always like this casting. Super clear window on this one. It's a pretty good version. It's a pretty good version. I think we've seen 5 versions of this casting already. I think this is the 6th one. So keep them coming, I say. Keep them coming. Maybe one day we'll see that in a premium, but I highly doubt it. I think if we do, it would be like silver premium at best. At best. Also got a mail away. This is a casting I collect. So I really, really wanted this one. This is from last year, 2024. The Alpha 155. So this one is probably one of the greatest DTM cars ever. Ever. So we'll get that cracked out of there. In the card art, nothing particularly fancy. That was the deco style for 2024. So they change it every year. So it looks pretty good. I think this current year is going to be really, 2026 is going to be really nice. It's going to be like almost like a matte black grayish with like white wheels and like kind of neonish looking colors. It's going to be really, really, really nice. So we'll get our Alpha cracked out of here. Maybe. Yeah, who does this, man? Why do they have to add a separate like piece in there? It's absurd. In the trash. In the trash. All right, there is our 155. It's pretty straightforward. It's number 5 because it was the 5th mail-in of the year. So they go 1 through however many mail-ins there are. Details in the front. Details done up. It's average. It's average. Not the greatest deco. Not a great version either. But I like to be a completist. To say Alfa Romero on one side. And then, of course, 155 on the opposite side. It does have that crazy quad exhaust, which looks ridiculously cool. And then there is the base Dietz V6 Ti on the plate. So we'll put that guy up in Chia. All right, I also picked up some of the brand newest mystery models. This is the newest mix to drop. Mix Numero Trace. And these are all numbered, by the way. So if you find these cars, so like this one right here is number 5. You see number 5 in the mix. I've cracked these open because I was taking a look at them, just because. So just a couple ones I wanted from the mix. There is the Driftsta. Kind of interesting with the crazy chrome base. It's like got almost glow-in-the-dark wheels. I don't think they actually glow in the dark, but it's got some like charge number or charge deco on there. It looks okay. Number 5. It's relatively straightforward. I only have like 2 Driftstas, so I figured I might as well just grab another one. So I grabbed the Driftsta. Of course, they come with a sticker. So if you need a sticker. This does not show all the models on there, but of course the hunted ones, that is the Valhalla, Aston Martin Valhalla, the Lotus Emira, I think is what that one is, and then of course the gold one is the Lamborghini Centenario. So let's see here. I also picked up this one. This is the Da Vincinator, I think is what it's called. Like this casting too. Does have a plastic body. Yeah, Da Vincinator. So there's the deco on the top. It does have the adjustable spoiler in the front. Has a magenta colored base, which is very, very interesting. I kind of like how kind of oddball this is. The orange is like so neon. I can't even tell you guys how neon the orange is. It's crazy, crazy, crazy neon. But it looks okay. It's okay. I mean, it's a generic casting, so we'll throw it in there. We'll get the bag out of here. Let's see what else I got. I got this guy. This one is the Mach-E Speeder. I really like this casting too, and this deco is fantastic. I think this casting looks fantastic in this deco. This also has like that glow-in-the-dark base, although, again, I don't think it actually glows in the dark. It just has that vibe that it does. I like the color combination, the white with like the yellow and the pink and the blue. And, you know, with this like kind of turquoise green color for the interior. I just think this one looks good. Looks very, very good. Very different. Number 7 on that one. So throw that guy there. I also, though, have this guy. So yes, I was able to get the Lamborghini, which is the number 1, which is supposedly the hardest and the least amount in the box. But there was no Aston Martin and there was no Lotus, which is unfortunate because I collect those 2 castings. I don't particularly collect this casting, but I figured I'd pick this one up anyways because it was there, and that's why I didn't open this one because I was kind of deciding, I should keep it or not. And these mystery models, they're the same price as a mainline, so I was like, I'm just going to buy it. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. So get our Lamborghini out of here. Oh, it's not the, I thought that was the Centenario. It's the something Roadster. Aventador J. That's what it is, Aventador J. So, I really don't like this casting at all, but I got it now. It's in the mix now. So there is the mystery one. A couple of black stripes on there. Front deco looks pretty decent. The casting's not bad. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan of an open top Lamborghini. It's just not my thing. I don't really like Lamborghinis either. So it is what it is. We'll just throw that up there. So we'll get that off the screen. Let's see here. A couple more Hot Wheels items. I actually picked up a trio of the original Cyclone decos. So this one right here was the original OG. So the original OG when it was a new casting for 2020 in black. So I noticed I had quite a few Sonomas, but I didn't have the original versions of the Sonomas. So luckily I have a friend who's got a ridiculous amount of mainlines, and I told him if he comes across them, hook me up, and he did. So details on the back, pretty straight details on the side. I love the wheel choice for this particular casting. I think they did a great job. I think this Sonoma's a home run for sure. So we'll put that one right there. The second color that year was in red. So red was the second one. Very disappointing that these didn't get front deco. I would have much rather had front deco than rear deco. But you do have the GMC embossed in the front, so it's not as bad. But it definitely looks pretty plain in the front. You get Cyclone on the side. They couldn't get rid of the side pass. You kind of have to have the Cyclone on there. That's kind of part of it. So they couldn't get rid of the side pass for a front pass. But the rear deco looks good. It's fine. So I'll throw that in here. And then this particular one in blue was the recolor for the following year. So now the only one that I don't have is the Zamek. There was a Zamek Cyclone at one point in time. I unfortunately don't have the Zamek, but I'll hunt that one down at some point in time. Details on it. Same basic details, although this one has the two-tone with the silver on the bottom, which I think looks really good. So, and we've seen this casting in premium. It's been in premium already. Although the premium deco wasn't all that great. It was like a turquoise and white. Just, me personally, didn't look all that great. And then I picked up one of these. This is the Skyline 2000 GTX from the Camo series. This was the entire mix on the back. Just, you know, I don't have very many of these. They did quite a few premiums of these. So basically I was like, my couple of premiums look a little bit lonely. Let's add a couple more models in there. So I picked this one up. It was like $2. So can't beat $2. It is what it is. It's not a particularly great version. I don't think the camo looks bad. It's just not a good version. I'm not really all JDM as much as, you know, people may think I am. I just really like to collect diecast cars. It's just the way it works. All right, let's see here. Let's switch gears a little bit. How about we move into, I got a couple of Auto Worlds, a couple of loose Auto Worlds that I picked up. This one right here is the Corvette. This is not an Ultra Red, by the way. It's just a regular model, but it's one of the cheaper ones with the plastic wheels, which is unfortunate. There's your base deets. It was manufactured 6/15/2013, so quite an older one. It looks good. Decent for a Corvette. It's not the greatest, but it's decent, so we'll throw that up there. Got a much better Corvette, though. Got this guy right here. This one looks pretty decent. There's the deets on the back for road and track. Metal base, obviously, on this one. This one is the full Monty, 6/15/2013. So this was manufactured literally the same day as the other one. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. So I don't think this one's an Ultra Red either. They're just in the color red. But who knows, maybe back in the day that's what they were doing. But regardless, I got these loose. They were $1 a piece. $1 a piece. So I was certainly not going to leave Auto Worlds for $1 a piece. That's for dang sure. So we'll throw it up there. Let's see here. How about Matchbox? Yes, I got tons of Matchbox. So this is a model I picked up from, I actually bought this from Marco. Actually put in an order. In case you guys don't know who Marco is, this is Marco. Marco is the owner of Village Diecast, the premier Matchbox dealer on eBay. He orders a lot of crazy stuff, and he gets a lot of crazy stuff, and you know, always see him down there at the gathering every year. Now, I just bought this as a regular order, as a regular, like, everyday person on eBay. He did not send this to me. I don't order directly through him like that. It just doesn't work that way. So I've ordered through eBay like everybody else does. But anyways, this is the Dennis Saber from 2005. This is just part of the main line. But he had this one loose, and I didn't have it. And I was already putting in an order from him, which we'll see what else I bought from him since I was already putting in an order. But this is just from the main line. Just says number 71 on the side. Pretty straightforward. It has a chrome base on there for the Dennis Saber. So this is one of the earliest releases of this particular casting, even though it's from 2005, because they didn't use this casting all that much until... actually, you know what? I lied. Actually, they used this casting quite a bit. This actually was probably one of the last versions of this casting they did, especially the full version right here, before they moved to the one that had like the ladder on the top and basically got rid of like most of the metal in the back. Very, very unfortunate. So I guess I kind of got those a little bit backwards. So do have one more spot up there too, but our Dennis Saber. Now, I also picked up this from Marco at Village Diecast, because I missed out on this one at the gathering, and I cannot find this 8-pack to save my life. This is the 33 Ford Street Rod, and just like the one that came out in like 2022, for some reason the Street Rod pack is like alien information for the United States market. I don't get it. The one that came out in like 2022, it's blue and yellow, never existed in the US. It's crazy. So he had a couple of these left. And so I bought this. This is actually one of the reasons I bought this particular purchase from him. Everything else in here is just basic mainline stuff. We've covered this stuff already. There's nothing fancy in here. But it is 2025. This is current year stuff. But again, nothing in here worth talking about. So we're just going to throw that to the side. Talk about our Ford Coupe. It does have that kind of old school, kind of rebel look to the side with some skull and crossbones. Looks very, very nice. I think we've seen a Ram with a similar deco. I don't know. If we have, I'll probably throw that up on the screen if we have. It looks a little bit familiar to me, but I might just be thinking of something else entirely. It does have a brown base, which is a very interesting choice, but I like it. It's different. And then, of course, the interior color is like a tan color. And that extra print right there on the front grille is really nice with the skull and crossbones. I'm digging it. Zamek style looks very, very, very good. Really, really happy to have this one. I'm completely caught up with all 8-packs for 2025, which I think you guys can admit is a very important feat to say. Now, even though I bought those 2 items from Marco, I did buy one item that you guys will not see in this haul. If you watch my batch reviews, I will bring that item in there. But this is the whole reason I purchased this order. See that? How many people out there know where this 9-pack came from? Does anybody know where this 9-pack came from? Because I have no flipping clue. I had no idea this existed. This 9-pack is from 2022. That's 3 years old. So this is probably, I would say this was probably the same mix that came out with that 30-something Ford. And he may have had that pack, but by the time I saw it, I think this was his very last one of this 9-pack. That is the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, the 4-door hardtop. Never knew this existed in my life. Had no idea. Had no clue. Had no idea that I had missed out on something from 2022 other than that 33 Ford. But my assumption is that these were probably in the same mix. They probably came around the same time. And very, very disappointing. Nothing else in here matters. This is all old stuff. So I'm just going to get this off the screen real quick. Get this back in the box. There we go. Get that off the screen. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So this is our 9-pack exclusive Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in red. Like I said, never knew this existed. I consider myself a pretty affluent Matchbox guy. And I'm a super completist. But somehow this one just slipped underneath the radar. And I'm really, really stoked that Marco was somehow able to get some of these and offered them up on his eBay store to purchase. Now, they weren't necessarily cheap. This particular pack was $20, but for something I didn't even know existed, I have no problem spending $20. No problem whatsoever. Let's see, there's the base deets right there. Just want to show the base deets real quick. I don't think there's a date code on this one. So it doesn't look like there's a date code on this one. Even though there should be a date code. But there's not a date code. But anyways, really stoked, actually. Something that I didn't know existed. Find it in the middle of nowhere. It's just kind of there. It's kind of there. I got some older Matchbox stuff too. How about some Harley Davidson motorcycles? These are from 1992. There's a bunch of different ones. Some of these are already cut, but they put them back in the box, which is fine for me. So these motorcycles that I picked up, these were 2 for $5, so I paid $2.50 a piece for these. These do have kind of 2-piece wheels. They're kind of rubber, basically rubber. Yeah, I guess they're rubber tires. I'll say they're rubber tires. But this is based on an existing casting from like the Lesney era. They kind of brought in. They were doing a bunch of stuff for Harley Davidson in the early 90s. Looks good. Looks good. This one was considered lowrider. They said on the box, lowrider. But they steer. Lots of chrome on there. It says Harley Davidson on the side. Separate piece for the seat. And, of course, a little bit of deco for the tank and all that good stuff like that. It does have an integrated kickstand, so it will sit there on its own. Very, very nice. Also got this guy right here. This one is a police version. This one is not already cracked, so we're going to crack it. You see, this is an older card art style. So, I guess it's newer card art style. So, 1993 for this style of cards. This one is the Electra Glide. So, we'll get this out here. These are kind of on the same level as Premiers, sort of. Kind of in the same realm, the same boathouse. So, this one looks pretty good. I like this one with the bags on the side. It says police. There is Matchbox Police Department on the tank, of course. It says 1200 on the side of this engine. The other one said 1700. So there's some differences between them. The hubs are actually metal. So those wheel hubs are actually die-cast, which is very, very nice. And then a little bit of print on the front and a little bit of print on the front fender as well. So not too shabby. Of course, they all turn. They do all the good stuff, do all the same things. That one has a little windshield piece on it, which is pretty nice. This one is straight up chopper. This one's also already opened. This one in a metallic brown. It's got that big, huge fork on the front. Nice big rake on there. The Harley Davidson deco on the gas tank looks good. This one's pretty nice. So no print on like engine size on this one, but it's nice. It's nice. It's not as shiny chrome. It's more silver on this particular one, but I think it looks really, really good. So get some nice mixtures in there. I don't think this one's going to stay up. It's because of that front fork is humongoid. So let's see. I'm gonna move this guy over here. Just kind of have him kind of lean up. It is what it is. Another lowrider. This one is blue though. This one is in metallic blue. So this one is also not cracked. So we'll go ahead and crack it. Sometimes the cards, you know, I gotta be careful because you don't want to damage the really? Man, that it was just like super glued on one side. All right, there we go. All right, so this one is in blue. This appears to be the exact same motorcycle as that very first one we saw. Looks good. Actually, it's kind of a hybrid between the first two we saw. Looks good in blue. It says Harley Davidson. It's like old school, and they put the registered trademark on there, which I think is a little tacky. But they probably had to do that. But this one looks good in blue. I think the first few we've looked at it looked better than this one. Uh-oh. I did one of those things that you don't do where you knock over all the motorcycles. There we go. And then the last one I have from that particular kind of series. This is not all of them, by the way, but this one is in silver. Also from Lowrider, it says. This one opened up a little bit better. The actual bike out of there. I like it in silver. You guys know I'm super biased to silver. So there is the silver one. Also says 1200 on the side. Exact same bike we just looked at. Just in silver. I'm not sure how many different decos they did. Different versions. Sorry about that. EH80 on the plate. But they obviously did it for a couple of years. There was probably, I would say maybe six to 10 or something like that. So it's certainly not all of them. But I picked them up as I can find them, obviously. Last Matchbox item I have, I picked up one of these. This is the Airbus Beluga for Skybusters. Not a fan of Skybusters. I don't really like planes, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of planes. I don't like flying things. As a matter of fact, I hate when you have to fly in like video games. Drives me absolutely nuts. I think flying is just pointless. For some reason, flying is just not my thing. But this just looks cool because it's so out there. I don't know if this is the first release or not because I do not collect Skybusters and I do not pay attention to Skybusters. But I saw this one at the store and I was like, that is some weird stuff, and I'm buying it because, you know, I like the weird stuff. So there is the Beluga, and you can see the eyeball on the side, and of course it looks like a Beluga, obviously. It says Airbus Beluga on the side, obviously designed for transport. The engine detail on there looks pretty good. It's not too bad. The landing gear is decent. Matchbox has done a lot of better work with their landing gear over the years. Details on the bottom of the plane. Looks like it has assortment codes on there, and then there is your Skybuster number. 169 is the number for this particular one, Skybuster number 169. Let's see here. So I'm going to kind of put this kind of off the screen because, you know, we don't really care about planes because I still got more stuff to go. I got one M2. I got this guy right here. So this is one of the latest diorama sets. This one in black and brown. So I'm not on the M2 dually kick. I know I've grabbed a couple of them over the last couple of months. I just like dually trucks, and I'm not gonna lie, M2 does a pretty good slammed dually, and I think it's pretty nice. So. If I find these in the store, I'll probably pick them up, but I'm certainly not going to hunt them down. So we'll get this one out of here. Now these little diorama sets, they come with diecast figures. So this one comes with that woman, and it comes with this dude, which the dude matches the truck. Black and brown, because you got to match the truck. Let me see if I can find my screwdriver real quick. All right, found the screwdriver. We'll get the rest of these off. There we go. Set that truck down. I don't really care too much about the figures. I'll get those out at some other point in time, but they're in there. Set that out of here. Now, one of the things I really like about what M2 does with this is you can see there's tape on here So if you don't want this ridiculous wing on this kind of half canopy piece, you can take it off, which I think is really, really nice. They do a really, really good job with the dually wheels and just the fit and finish. They do a really good job. I like it. I like it. Details in the back says Chevrolet 1973 lens taillights. Bumper looks okay. It's a little bit crooked, but it's okay. Details in the front is really, really nice. The lens headlights, the bow tie symbol looks good. This does have an opening hood. It doesn't really open all that much, but there's an engine down in there. It's disappointing that it doesn't open more than that. And then, of course, this rear part here, which, of course, is held on by just a little piece of tape on each side. Get the tape off of here. There we go. This is just a piece of plastic. It's 2 pieces, though, so the window part is separate. Actually, it's 3 pieces of plastic. The brown, and then, of course, the kind of aero diffuser. Not a fan. I actually like the way that this looks just like this. Just the bed and stuff. I think that maybe with just the topper piece on it, it would look okay. But I don't like the big wing. I really don't. The big wing, it doesn't do it for me. So, but I like the fact that they give you the option that you can take that off of there. All right, I got 2 more items left, and then we're done with this Diecast haul. I got a couple of miscellaneous Greenlights. We've had a bit of Greenlight on the channel. Still more to come as of this video, but these ones don't really fit anywhere. 2016 Dodge Challenger RT for Series 30 Black Bandit. That is the entire mix of Black Bandit. So, of course, we do have the Charger. The Power Wagon I do need. It was not available at my vendor. But we also do have the M4 Sherman 76 long barrel. We're going to do that one next. Because, of course, we have military garb. So we'll go ahead and get our Challenger cracked out of here in good old Black Bandit garb. This is the new casting of Challenger, by the way. So, there we go. Comes in, of course, Greenlight's new packaging that I'm still kind of up in the air with. So we'll get this one popped out. There we go. So there is the new version of the Challenger. You can see all that ridiculous super glue residue around the side mirror. But most of that looks like it'll wipe off, so not the end of the world. Details in the front looks okay. Don't really like the wheel choice, kind of how far out they stick. Not feeling that. It definitely doesn't look all that great. A lot of residue on here, just a lot of residue in general. So, and I just broke that. I literally just broke that. So, broke that wing off. That's totally me. That's not Greenlight. This time it was me. Black Bandit in the back says Dodge in between the 2 taillights. The prints are not that great. That's not very straight and narrow. There's also seems to be some kind of a scratch or crack in the windshield. You can kind of see that in there, which is unfortunate. It doesn't wipe off. Black Bandit there on the side in the BB. And then base dates right here. 883 is the number. So, I'm sorry, 8,830. So, pretty high number. This is just not a very good version. I mean, this is supposed to be their new quality. Like, their quality is terrible. This looks terrible. This is terrible. Are the mirrors at least straight? No, the mirrors are completely just... You know what? To be honest with you guys, I think I might just not collect Greenlight anymore because Greenlight is just horrific. The quality is just absolute garbage. And just absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, you're spending $8-9 for a model. Like, you'd expect to at least get, quality that could leave the factory. All right, we're going to move on to our M4 Sherman tank, which is in its own league. Giant packaging, giant display. Just everything is huge about this. This one is just huge. It's huge. I mean, huge. I mean, look how big it is compared to this one. The display. It's huge. It's giant. So we'll get this one cracked out. I'm just super, super disappointed. I mean, Greenlight just continues to they just continue to disappoint me around every single corner. They really do. And I wish I could have gone to that Diecast Expo that they had a month ago, when they were doing their own little thing, because I really would have been like, you know what, dude, your guys' quality is absolutely trash. Look at that. We gotta assemble this. Oh, man. I hate having to assemble stuff. Okay, so let's get this out of here. So it comes with a little piece of parts down here, or a little bag of parts down here. So it looks to be a hatch cover and a machine gun. So let's get this off of here. It does cover off. That one looks pretty fancy, I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty good sitting right there. This one also has the exact same connector. So we'll pop that off. There we go. I mean, this case is just, the display is huge. All right, so there is our M4 Sherman with the long barrel in Black Bandit camo, which looks like, this looks ridiculously good. It looks so good. It looks just ridiculously good. Details on the back is super crisp. I mean, it's black, so you kind of don't get all the details that are really in this casting. And yes, the turret moves full 360. The turret is plastic, but the rest of the model is die-cast. Of course, the barrel is going to be plastic as well. Base deets on there. What is the number? 2225 is the number. And of course, it has rubber tracks. The rubber tracks do move. So always want to make sure you move those here and there. This one looks like it was not melted together very well right here. So that could be a problem at some point in time. So just want to be super gentle with them. But it does move. So there is the opening right here for the hatch. I'm not really sure. I don't feel like there was opening parts previously. So maybe Greenlight added a moving part. And so now that's why you got to assemble something. So we'll get the pieces out of here. There we go. So there's the machine gun. So the machine gun emplacement. Yeah, it doesn't go in there. I'm not sure where the machine gun emplacement goes because it's you can't get it down in there. Nope. Not really sure where the machine gun goes. Obviously, the hatch was going to go right here. So it just sits with the hatch open. It's actually not designed to close. Now, if you look in there, it probably doesn't show on the camera, or it kind of go. There's like a little hole down in there. The problem is that this does not go down far enough to go in that hole. So even if I get it all the way down to the bottom right here, like there's no hole for it to go into. So I'm not sure where else this machine gun would go. It needs to be on the top though. But as you can see, there's no other holes on the top to put this machine gun. So very, very weird. Very, very interesting. I guess maybe you just set it there without the turret or without the canopy open. Because you can't do both, because you can see there's a little notch in there, and when you have the lid, so to speak, it just sits there like that. Sorry. So it just sits there like that. It's not designed to close. It's not designed to be closed. It's designed to be open. But I'm not sure where you're supposed to put the machine gun. So it's just unfortunate. I'm not sure where to put the machine gun. And unfortunately, you can see the barrel is actually crooked on the front. So that's a thing as well. But I'm not really sure where you're supposed to put this machine gun. It's supposed to go on the top of the turret for sure, but I'm just not sure exactly where. There's just no other spot to put it. So very weird. So dropped my canopy top. So anyways, we're going to throw this stuff right there. M4 Sherman tank is pretty nice. You do have to assemble some pieces on it, which is interesting. But anyways, there you go. That is Diecast Haul episode 89. Pretty good, varied mix, I do have to say. I'm pretty excited about that. A lot of different good stuff here. Really happy to find something that I didn't even know existed. So really, really nice to have that. Didn't even know existed. Just crazy. Just crazy. Anyways, we're going to roll out. We'll catch you next time here on LMD. Peace.